A long, long time ago, in a beautiful palace with shiny floors and tall golden doors, there lived a powerful king named King Xerxes. He was the ruler of a huge kingdom that stretched so far you could travel for days and still be in his land. Now in that same kingdom lived a kind, gentle girl named Esther. She was an orphan. Her parents had died when she was little, but her older cousin Mordecai took care of her and loved her like his own daughter. Esther had a sweet heart, bright eyes, and a faith that made her shine. One day, the king decided he wanted a new queen. So he invited the most beautiful young women from all over the land to the palace. They were all given lovely clothes and perfumes, and they learned how to walk, talk, and smile like queens. When Esther's turn came, everyone noticed something different about her. Not just her beauty, but her kindness. She didn't brag or complain. She was gentle, graceful, and wise. And when the king saw her, he smiled wide and said, "That's her. She's the one I choose." Just like that, Esther became Queen Esther, wearing a sparkling crown and royal robes. But she had a secret. No one in the palace knew she was one of God's people, the Jews. Mordecai told her to keep it quiet for now. Things went well for a while, until a mean man named Haman became the king's favorite helper. Haman was proud and wanted everyone to bow to him. But Mordecai refused. He would only bow to God. That made Haman furious. He wanted revenge, not just on Mordecai, but on all of Mordecai's people. So he tricked the king into signing a law that said all the Jews would be destroyed on a certain day. When Mordecai heard this, he tore his clothes and cried. He sent a message to Esther, begging her to talk to the king, but Esther was scared. "If I go to the king without being called, I could be killed." Mordecai sent back wise words. "Who knows, Esther? Maybe you were made queen for such a time as this." Esther took a deep breath and prayed. Then she told everyone to fast and pray with her. After 3 days, she put on her royal robes and walked bravely to the king's throne room. The king saw her standing there and smiled. He stretched out his golden scepter, that meant she could come in, and Esther touched it and said softly, "If it pleases the king, may I invite you and Haman to a special banquet I've prepared?" The king agreed, and that night at the dinner, Esther invited them again for another feast the next day. Haman went home feeling proud until he saw Mordecai again, still refusing to bow. Oh, he was furious. He built a tall wooden gallows to hang Mordecai on. But that very night, the king couldn't sleep. He asked his servants to read him the royal records. And guess what? They found the story of how Mordecai once saved the king's life. The next day, before Haman could even speak, the king asked, "What should be done for the man the king wants to honor?" Thinking the king meant him, Haman said, He should wear royal clothes and ride the king's horse, while people shout, 'This is what the king does for the man he honors.'" The king grinned and said, "Wonderful! Go do that for Mordecai." Poor Haman had to lead Mordecai through the city himself. Later, at the banquet, Esther finally told the king, "There's a man who wants to destroy me and my people." The king was shocked. Who would do such a thing? Esther pointed. "It's Haman." The king was furious and ordered Haman to be punished on the very gallows he had built for Mordecai. Then the king made a new law that allowed the Jews to defend themselves. When the day came, they were safe, and everyone celebrated with joy, music, and feasts. And from that day on, the Jews remembered how God used a brave, kind young woman to save them. So whenever you feel small or scared, remember Esther. God can use anyone, even you, for something big and beautiful.